Hello all and welcome to our crochet yet again for another tutorial. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we will be doing the lining finally. The lining you see inside our bag. Very nice. I know it's taken me how long to do this lining? Nearly a year. We're finally here, guys. Whoops, I'm making a mess. So the lining is complete. But to line your bag, you will need numerous items. You will firstly need, obviously, your material to line your bag. Okay, you will obviously need your bag, yes. You will need a pencil. I would suggest using a very light pencil or even maybe just some chalk if you have it, something a bit bright. I used a grey lead. It was a little bit difficult to see, but it was there. You will need your scissors because you're going to be cutting your material. You will need a million pins. No, you only need about 10, 20 or however big your product is, and you will need whatever color cottons you like. I did a mixture of 3, but you don't see that online, so there you go. I don't even know why I told you that. And you will need that tiny little sewing needle. Now the reason is yours truly, and I was a bit sad about this, I actually managed to do the inside of the bag of sewing, but because of my buttons that are up the very, very top corners, they're really, really high, and I couldn't put that under the sewing machine. So we did this part by hand, okay? So half of it by sewing machine, the other half by hand. If you wanted to do this part in here by sewing machine, just do very similar what I do by hand with this part, okay? So you will see that during the tutorial anyway. And it's a full instructions on how to do it by hand up here. So what you do up here, you could have done on the sides as well if you wanted to do it by hand. If you wanted to do the rest by sewing machine, you would have just pinned it like I was pinning it all the way through and ran it under the sewing machine like that, or the other way, whichever you liked to do it, just taking your pins out as you go. Like I said, I couldn't do it because my buttons were there and I'm a bit sad about it, but it doesn't matter. I could have taken the buttons off, I know, but I thought, nah, why not? Let's do some of it by hand and some of it by sewing machine. That way I could have shown some people how to do the hand part and shown some people how to do the sewing part, so by machine. So very, very simple. It's a little bit difficult, this bag, because it was in the round, okay? This part was easy. So when we got here, it wasn't difficult, it was just a little bit fiddly. And I found that I sewed these edges up a little bit too tight. But everything still managed to fit in, okay? So you can put so much in your bag, and that's just the cover that goes over it and locks it all into place in the button when we put the buttons on, and that's it. And then you have your bag complete, okay? I will show you on the weekend how lovely it looks on and what I use this bag for. But in the meantime, I'm not going to talk anymore. We're just going to get started on lining our bag. Alrighty guys, just grab your material and fold it in half that way. So you should have, once I reach this out a bit, it should have that. All right. So if you fold that in half that way, lay it out nice and straight. Then we grab our bag and we pop it on the whole piece. Whoops. It really has to go and stretch right out. We have to make sure that we've stretched it, because if you don't stretch it, what will happen is you might make your insert too small. So what I'm going to do is pop a line around it, okay, just with any pencil you have. I'm using a grey lead today. It's light, you won't notice it. Okay, just go ahead and pop your pencil lining all the way around, like so. Okay, easy, very easy. Where'd I get to here? There it is. Turn it around this way, only because I want you to see this side of it. Now I've done it before and then realised it wasn't in frame, so I'm just going to go over it again. Okay, All right, so let's just pretend this line is not here. It just wasn't in frame before. So we're going to pop that handle at the back. And then what you do is you just go around the whole bag there. See there, the handles? Keep going around this way. Because this is a round bag, it's going to be a little bit awkward to sew up. So don't stress too much. I'm just going to try and make it as simple as possible, all right? That's that. So you take that off and you can just see like a faint circle all the way around. That's all you need. There we are. Now you probably can't see the lines. I can. However, what I want you to do here, go around your circle again. Let's get a nice close-up of one of the dark parts so you can see. So let's see that dark bit right there. Go around with about half an inch or an inch, whatever you want to do. Go around the whole circle, again, as best you can. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but as close as you can to your circle. All right, because we need to cut that little bit, oh, I'm not even in frame. We need to cut a little bit wider, you know, a finger, a pinky, whatever you want, a little bit wider, because we are going to take in some of it when we're sewing, okay? Not a lot. It's going to be very minimal. It's going to be a very small amount. So go around your circle, doing your second circle, whether you measure it up or whether you use your eyes, because your eyes are as good as mine without the glasses on. But go around, keep going all the way around, do your second line, and I will meet you up at the end of your second line, okay? Alrighty guys, I've done my second round, and as you can see, the second round is a lot darker than the first round because I want to show you what you need to do. All you need to do is grab your scissors, get to one of the lines, the outside line, not the inside, and just go around the inside line, you know, as neatly as possible. I'm going to get you to do it because the camera is in my way and I can't really see what I'm doing. So you go ahead and go all the way around, cut your two pieces and wait for me here. Okay, so there are my two pieces. Very nice, very nice, very nice. We're going to grab our little bag again. Well, actually, it's a big bag because I'm struggling to fit it all in frame. I probably never should have done the handles until after I put the lining on. Okay, so there's your lining. Okay, let me show you underneath the bag so you can see. Pop the lining under the bag, like so. Okay, so what your lining should look like is it should be much bigger than your bag. Now, if it's exactly the same, when you do your sewing, do it really close. You know, if you haven't made the right measurement, don't stress. Just do the sewing really, really close to the edge, right? Really, really close. It doesn't matter. It's not going to stretch inside your bag once it's in there, okay? That's it. So there we go. What we're going to do now is, this is where we need to measure this part here. So grab your measuring tape. Oh, let me bring it out a little bit so you can see what I'm measuring. What you need to do is measure from literally that line to that line, okay? So that line all the way to that line is roughly, give it a good stretch, 23 centimeters or maybe 9¼ inches, okay? Let's make it a good stretch. That way we don't get caught out later. So 23 centimeters to the line, because we're going to be try sewing from the line to the line. Yeah, 23 centimeters or roughly just past 9 inches, or 9 inches and a little tiny bit, that sort of thing. You measure yours and, you know, everyone's is different. And that is how big, let's pull your bag out the way for a minute. That's how big you need to make your opening here, okay? We'll pop the pin on one side, anywhere on one side, okay? Grab your measuring tape, measure along there, all the way around until you get to 23 centimeters or 9 inches. Pop your pins in there. Okay, somewhere there. All right, so now we're going to head off to the sewing machine, and what we're going to do is just sew along the longer side of your bag, okay? And then we will talk about what we're going to do with the top. All right, let's head over to the sewing machine and get sewing. All right, now I hope that you can actually see this. So I'm just going to show you lengthwise. There, your 2 pins are there, one on that side, one on that side. You want to place it on the pin that has the longest side. That's where you want to put your sewing machine on, right there first. I'm hoping that made sense. Pop that down. Now, you need to take out your pins before you... Oh, it's a nice close-up so you can see. You need to take out your pins before you do anything, because you don't want to be sewing over those pins. It can break your needle, okay? Now, this is awkward. I'm doing this standing to the side, guys, because I want you to see this. So I'm just going to drop my needle for a minute. You don't need to. You don't have one. You're sitting nice and close to your machine. All right, are we ready? How close am I? Let's have a quick look. So you're close enough. All right, so all you need to do, see the little foot, it's called a foot there. Just follow the foot around. Oops, I'm supposed to do reverse. There. Okay, reverse stitching just helps your, just literally knots your stitches up for you on the sewing machine. And then you just keep following. And it pays to do it slowly if you're new to sewing. But yours truly is not, so I'm just going to go for it. I hope it's not too loud for you guys, sorry. Follow your pattern all the way around. Oh, my circle's nearly moving out the way. Okay, all the way around. Ooh. And when you make a mistake, just lift your zipper foot and straighten it up a bit. All right. Best part is inside of the bag and no one can see the inside. All right. Okay, nearly to the end. Now just be careful when you get close to your pin. Don't sew over your pin. All right, just get to it first. We're getting there. It pays to stop a little bit closer, and I've got a little button here that makes your sewing go slow. All right, that's probably too slow. Let's go medium slow. How's that? Get as slow, as close as you can. When you get to your pin, just pop your finger near the section that you want to stop at, a bit further away, because you don't want to be jamming your finger. Go and do your back stitch. There we go. Now we're working. All right. There you go. Raise your little foot. All right. Cut your thread and I shall show you what you've done. Okay. All right, guys. This is what you've got so far. Okay. Your best bid now, because if you've gone over your sewing back and forward, you can actually just cut that thread. Okay. Both sides you can cut. And again, this side here. Now this is where it gets a little tricky, okay? And I think it's best for us guys if we start a bit of hand sewing, just a tiny little bit, not a lot, just to get this in place on our bag, because this is our little gap space there that we measured before. Now we grab our bag. Okay. I love this part because I know we're nearing the end of making it, okay? Now, it's up to you if you want to cut a little bit of that side. I might give it a tiny little bit of a trim. I'll just do that off air and then we'll sort out back. Give me 1 second. Actually, no, I'll show you first so you know what I'm talking about. See that part there? Before you cut, make sure it fits your bag. Okay, just... Oh, if I can get it in the bag. Come on, Mary, you can do this. All right. Pop your hands in the middle here. And just pop it all the way down. Oh, it is perfect. Perfect. Ta-da, in there, see? Perfect. Okay. Now, you've got to remember one thing, guys. This is a round bag. This part here, when we're ready to start sewing, is going to be extremely fiddly. Now I've given a little bit of leeway here, so if we are messing around with it later and it's a bit tight, you can just give it a little bit of a scrunch up, and then just some small bits, and then later you can just run it under the sewing machine fast. Okay, but in the meantime I'm going to trim mine because I know it fits, and trimming is all I have to do, is just get as close to it, not too close. And I'm going to continue to do that off air, and I'll meet you back in a few minutes. But I'll only trim from there to there. Don't go trimming this bit. We need this bit for maneuvering later. Okay, so just trim from there to there if you want to trim. Otherwise, just meet me back in a second and we'll do the last bit of the bag. Okay. Alrighty guys, so yours truly did mess up some of the recording on this part here. So what I'm going to do quickly is just grab a piece of material that I have just to show you how to pin your piece to your material to your piece. So let's just pretend that this is our circle. All right, just grab anywhere along your, see that little tiny bit that I've turned in? That's what I want you to do. Turn that in. So you can probably see right through it in the light there, and just hold it towards your, it's probably not the right side to show you at this stage. Okay, so there's your buttons there, turn them over, and that's where we need to sew them, right? So let's pretend that that material is not there already because I did something wrong with the recording. When we sewed our side seams here, see this is all sewn on, I've messed up recording, sorry guys. These are our side seams. Now that's turned on the inside. I wonder if I can stick it through so I can show you a bit. That way you'll know what I'm doing. See that bit there? All right. So that bit there, the line that we sewed up on the sewing machine, has to marry up with the middle of our bag. All right, which is what I've done there. So let's pretend like, here, I'll just put a needle here so you can see what I'm talking about. See that line there? Let's pretend this is the line part, okay? So we line it up there, pretend that there's no needle there, pretend that's just the sewing part. Now you're putting inside your bag, you are putting the sewn bit inside and the one where it looks nice facing you, okay? So I hope that helped, all right? So you put it together right in the middle of your bag, okay? Then this is where you grab your pins and you pin it to your bag. I might just put a nice close up there for you so you can see. There you go. So you pin it to your bag and you're pinning it along there. Oops, try being in frame, Mary, just along there. Not the top here, just along the piece, I think it's like a single crochet is along there. Might be single, might be half double, it doesn't matter. All right, so you are going to pin it there. Okay, this is the back piece, the top layer, which you don't have to worry about. Okay, so just pinning all the way around, like so. And just be careful not to pin yourself, because I've already done that twice before when I thought I was recording and I wasn't. All right, remembering to fold your tip over. Okay, this is probably not the right thing to do here because I'm showing it to you in a ripped piece, just to pretend like it's not a ripped piece. Okay, so keep going all the way around until you get to this corner here, which we're almost there. When you get to this other side, you need to marry your sewing seam right up to it, okay? So let's pretend that that is the seam line. Pretend it's not the pin and it's a seam line, okay? So you get your seam line, you marry it up to the other seam line. If it doesn't marry up, it's a little bit puckering there, it's okay. Just stitch it together like that. It's not a problem, okay? All right, now go ahead and do, whoops, do the other side all along there. See how I've done it there already? Okay, I've only done it there because I messed up the recording. Sorry, guys. So grab your material and go all the way around the other side and meet me up and we'll get ready to sew this together, okay? What you should all at the moment have is just one side pinned, okay? Go ahead and do that and I'll meet you up. All right, so yours truly has threaded the needle off air because it just takes so long to do. Okay, now if you're anything like me, you would like to work are with your sewing very similar to your crochet. However, we would just start anywhere you like. Now you can work from that side or you can work from this side. I just find it a lot easier to work from the inside, and you go through either way. Okay, all the way through the other way. Bring your thread through. Oh, sorry guys, out of frame. So I'm just going to start off with a really small, sorry guys, just a small gap between it for now. Okay, and then just go to the next small gap. You know, it doesn't matter how big your gap is. Don't make them too big though, because, you know, they'll go through. I like to go all the way around and then go all the way back in the opposite gap. So what we're going to do, just check your little spot right there. Okay, right there. You can go as close to your needles as you like. I'm sorry, try your pins as you like. I've got crochet and knitting on the brain today. I'm doing well. As close as you can. I actually just go over that first needle, get rid of, I said needle again, get rid of the pin and pop it through this way. Golly gee. All right, so then we go through the next one right there. Now this is where I've hit the button. See, that's what would have happened if we used a sewing machine. The button would have been in the way. If you don't have buttons, you could go ahead and keep sewing on the sewing machine. But yours truly has buttons, and that's where I'm having a few problems. Okay. I pulled that pin out too early and it's come undone. Right there. Make sure you're going through some thickness of your crochet and not just holes, or that will open up. Okay. Okay, beautiful. All right, what I want you to do, get yourself to that corner right there that's already come undone for me. The pin's come out. Get yourself to that corner there and I'll meet you up. All right, guys, so I've done this side and now it's very, very awkward here, guys, and I'm sure you're finding yours is a little awkward as well. If you did not leave enough centimeters in between there, that's going to buckle. Okay, so be very wary about that. If that's the case, I would take it undone now, if you haven't done too much, and redo it. But yours truly hasn't done too badly. Okay. All right. Sometimes that is when you over sew those sides right there. See that earlier how we used the sewing machine to sew right up to here. It probably would have paid to get it a little bit further down. I might have gone too far, but I'm not too worried because I'm just going to kind of snuggle it in. It'll be okay. Okay. If that is the case for you, take yours undone and just take it undone a little bit here, and that'll stretch it out a little bit. But again, like I'm going to say, I'm not too worried. This bag here for me is only going to be used, oh, sorry, too far away, is only going to be used for crocheting while I'm out in public. Okay, so I'm going to have a couple of little tiny balls of yarn in here, and I'm going to be crocheting very quietly while I'm out in public. Now, there is another way where you could actually do this sewing. I mean, I didn't do it for the first time because I didn't want to confuse you. You can actually just go in and out, and then pull the thread through. Okay, we might try that on the other side when we get around the corner. All right, so take out your pin here and maneuver your little piece, okay? If it doesn't fit like mine doesn't, just maneuver it a little bit. I mean, mine fits. It's like probably 1 millimeter out or 2 millimeters out or something that's tugging a little bit. But yeah, I've gone too far in. See that? That should be a little bit further down, like say there. And that would have been a lot easier. But now I've got to maneuver a little bit and play with it. But that's okay. There you go. Yeah. Okay, so this is the fiddly bit because it is the middle. So don't stress too much. Don't stress. Okay, we're going to go in and out like that. That's another way of doing it, in and out. Sorry, was I out of frame there? I'll do it again. Sorry, guys, so you can see. Okay. So you go like that. In and out. That way and that way. But I am going through the thicknesses, okay? So that's what you need to do. If it's difficult for you, just keep doing it the way we were doing it before. This is just more for your more experienced sewers, I suppose you can call us. Okay, so you just go in and out, in and out. All right. Oh, was I not in frame again? The best part about doing the in and out bit, and I'll tell you, there is a very best part, is that when you're going through that way, when you're going through that way, coming out that way, through that way, sometimes, like I did before, it snagged on my button and I had the thread around the button. Okay, so the best part about doing it this way, it doesn't snag on anything. You know yourself that you're going through all thicknesses because you can actually feel it. Sorry, I keep going in and out of frame. I do apologise there, guys. So there, you're going in and out, pull the needle through. We're nearly there, nearly there. Okay, there we go. So we continue. Can we get a bit closer for you? To do the in and out little trick. In and out and in and out. You don't have to. It's just a little tip for the people who can, you know, who are really quite good at sewing. It's just a lot quicker, that's all. Nothing fancy about it at all. In fact, I'm going to take that and pin out now because I don't know if that went through. That's better. Okay, there we go. Simple, simple, simple. I was going to say I'll meet you up, but look how close we are to the end. We're very close to the end. So I might as well just keep going. I've taken that needle out too soon, haven't I? Left a big gap there for me. And there we go. And I've just pinned myself under there, right there, see? Oh gosh, I am doing so well. Remind me not to line bags anymore, guys. And the sad part is, I used to do sewing way before I did crochet. I've been sewing for 100,000 years, so dearie me, what am I going to do with myself, hey? Make sure you didn't pull too much on that thread. Okay, too easy. Now I've dropped this one a little bit, only because that's the handle of the bag. You didn't need to, you could have gone all the way up along there, that's fine. And it kind of gave me a little bit of leeway on over sewing that corner, those tips earlier. Okay, well guess what? We're very, very close to the end where we first started, which was right there. And lucky for me, it all adds up in the end because I wasn't sure if it was going to add up. Okay, I might do it this way so I don't... Okay, snag it a little bit. There you go. Well, actually, it hasn't added up yet. I'm not finished yet. I've still got to go through there and then get to there, don't I? I'm ahead of my brain's ahead of my sewing. How's that? Making sure you're going over that little notch there, because that's the part where it's keeping it all into place. Okay, the corner bit right there. You can take that needle out. And there, we are right back to where we started from in the beginning. Now, I am going to, and I will do this because I like the idea of doing it. It's not necessary for you to do it, okay? It's really not necessary, but yours truly does like the idea of it. It's a lot stronger. See where we have the spaces in between? We are now going to go into those spaces and back through the other side, back into the space, through the other side. Again, this is optional. This is just for me, so I know that it's nice and strong. A lot of people don't do this, and you know, again, their prerogative, but yours truly does do this. This is not going to come undone if we do it this way. I don't know if I've got enough thread. I don't want to rethread. Okay, so if you know what I mean when we go through the spaces, there's your spaces. When you get here, you've got all these gaps, right? Which if you snag, you can actually pull something. Oh, you probably wouldn't, but it can happen. I've never had it snag before. This is just something that I like to do, and again, it's me being a stickler, so I'm just going over everything. And that's about it. That's all I'm doing here. You could have cut the thread before and you would have been done. But yours truly wants to go through it all. Might go this way like that. Seems a lot quicker this way instead of doing it through two, funnily enough. Oop, I'm out of frame again. I'm doing well today, guys. You're all thinking, come on, woman, get it right. Get it right. Get back into frame all the time. Okay, we're nearly there, nearly there. Oops, out of frame. You know what I need? I need someone behind me to say, excuse me, but you're out of frame. I should do this live, shouldn't I? Oh, that would be fun, wouldn't it? I wonder what it would be like live. Ooh. You'd probably all laugh at me live. I wouldn't be able to cut out half the stuff I do. Okay, beautiful. We're getting there. We're actually on the other side now, at least. All right, guys, you know what I'm going to do? Because I'm running out of thread. So I'm going to pretend like it's done. I'm going to weave it in now and get it all sorted out. And then after when I'm finished here, I'll just grab some more thread and finish off. But in the meantime, this is what we're going to do. Now, a lot of people find different ways of knotting their sewing. But I just pop it through a little bit of material and a little bit of the actual bag as well, okay? Then you grab the base thread there and you wrap it around it a few times, 2, 3, 4, whatever, as many times as you like. Pop it through, pull it through quickly. Be careful, don't pull it through too slow, otherwise it gets all knotted up, okay? And to be sure, you just put it through again, like so. Yes, like that. And then you do what we just did now. Put it through, grab the base. I'm running out of base now. I'm running out of thread completely. And you wrap it a few times around your needle, pop your needle through, and that's it. And then all you have to do is cut your thread and admire your work. Ta-da! Whoops. Bring that out, and there you go. All right, so there you go. Check out your bag. We are going to pop the, we are going to pop that over and put the buttons on. And there you go. Ta-da! Your lining is done. Now have a look inside. Ta-da! Lots of space. You can put lots of things here. Let's put those pins in. Let's put the cotton in. Let's pop the pencil in. Let's pop some more cotton. Let's put the scissors. Oh no, let's not put the scissors. We don't want to make a hole in the bag. So you can put whatever you want in your bag. This bag, my dears, is going to be used for crochet. When I go to crochet and craft events, I take crochet with me. Basic crochet, like a granny square or something. I pop it in a bag that I usually have, and I've got a hook, and I'm crocheting these granny squares while I'm walking around a craft event. I know, crazy. I never said I was normal. Did I lie to anybody? So there you go, guys. I better take all this stuff out now. On the weekend, yours truly is going to show you how you can wear your bag, okay? And how I do the crochet craft event with my bag, okay? If you are new to our channel, do yourself a favor, subscribe to the channel. We are going to have so many tutorials coming up very, very soon. And don't forget to click all to get all the tutorials in your inbox. So there you go. There's your lined bag. Plenty of space in there, goes right down to the bottom. As you can see, that's where my thumb is. So plenty of space. Lots and lots of room for anything that you want to pop in your bag. All right, next time, however, we will do the lining before we add, before we add buttons up here. There you go. All right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and guess what, guys? Ciao for now.